Good morning, and thank you for joining us today. 1 year ago, we presented the SigmafineHub, a platform that accompanies customers in their digital transformation journey towards operational and business performance improvement, and that provides a scalable, extensible, and adaptive framework for data analysis. SigmafineHub preserves the investment of customers in building models and developing analytics. Along this year, our development team has done a tremendous work on the platform, and today it is our pleasure to talk about the values that the new application SigmafineStudio can bring to you. Elena will make this even more clear, showing some examples of how your Sigmafine environment can be furtherly enriched through the power of SigmafineStudio. As you know, the SigmafineHub platform is a multi-year development project which is changing the way we will use and consume Sigmafine data. Transforming data into digital assets is not only the Sigmafine Summit title, it is also the objective that is leading this initiative. 2 applications have already been released and are available within the SigmafineHub. Visualizer, the web frontend for Sigmafine users, and Admin, the administration module of SigmafineHub. Many others are in development under the hood. Today, PIMSoft is increasing the SigmafineHub portfolio, announcing the new SigmafineStudio, which will be officially released end of this year. Make sure to stay connected after this presentation, and don't miss the product roadmap presentation from our product development team for more insights. Let's recall some of the pillars that are driving the full Sigmafine initiative. First of all, knowledge augmentation, which means deeper insights on the results you get with Sigmafine, and better awareness when taking decisions based on this data. Collaboration. Never like in these years of physical separation, having a collaborative environment has been of paramount importance. SigmafineHub is natively designed to facilitate the interaction of people in a full web environment. We want to go even beyond the single organization, and more on this at the end of this presentation. Last but not least, we want to simplify our users' everyday life, so even complex calculations and analysis shall be made transparent, accessible, and easy to use to the end user. This is done for a common objective: bring value for everyone, customers, partners, and PIMSoft. Customers will have an enhanced user experience, better insights with the final objective to achieve qualitative superior results in less time. Partners will be empowered to build more features within the product itself, increasing the value that they can deliver when executing Sigmafine projects. PIMSoft will have a solid base to expand Sigmafine features and capabilities over time. SigmafineStudio truly enables transforming Sigmafine datasets into digital assets. Through an extract, transform, and load approach, SigmafineStudio reshapes the Sigmafine dataset, making it accessible in different ways, for example, through analytics, built-in reports, and interactive dashboards. SigmafineHub can describe the digital assets in several ways all at once. Not only a graphical model and an asset database, but also tabular views, interactive dashboards, and charts. This capability enables users to flexibly access and consume even complex datasets in the way that suits them best. The ability to create custom analytics with a zero-coding approach and the possibility to consume results directly in a familiar environment, such as the visualizer, make SigmafineStudio the ideal application to reshape Sigmafine according to the different business requirements that it is asked to meet. It is a continuation of the Sigmafine long-standing story and of its unique capability of being both multi-industry and multi-purpose. Take the time to visit our recently redesigned website to know more about Sigmafine applications in several different industries. As everything is seamlessly integrated, the end result is a smooth user experience and a product coherence. Not a collection of applications anymore, but one unified environment. We are launching today SigmafineStudio as a new app, but to say the truth, Studio is really at the core of the SigmafineHub initiative, and it is pervasively used to support complex searches through the visualizer search toolbar, for the creation and execution of quick calculations in the customized asset setting of each user, to a rich tabular and graphical representation of data through dashboards, and interactive reporting. And here is Elena to tell you more.
With this demo, I'm going to show you some situations where the SigmafineStudio web app really improves the way you look at your Sigmafine dataset. First of all, you can see that the SigmafineStudio is fully integrating the SigmafineHub, and results are accessible by other SigmafineHub web apps like Visualizer. So you can go with your daily Sigmafine activities, such as open the display and select the case and start analyzing the data. It is not new that Sigmafine provides a set of statistical indicators that helps you in analyzing your data for the diagnostic. But then you have to dedicate some time in realizing where the issue is, which data is missing, and most important, how to solve. Thanks to the SigmafineStudio web app, you have now the power to develop some logic through the usage of the Studio Analytic that support your manual routines during all the process of data validation. Let's consider a very common situation that I'm pretty sure can sound familiar to you. It may happen that some measurements in your site, for many reasons, return 0 or bad data. Now, imagine how useful it can be to have your analytic that returns the list of these measurements along your model in a sort of interactive summary table, and then make a comparison with their values in the previous case, with no need to spend time in closing the current case, open the previous one, and manually searching for the values you are interested in. Also, it would be incredibly advantageous to have some suggestions on the possible actions to take in order to solve the situation, for example, by adjusting the current value with the previous. And you can easily decide which actions to apply or not. Another common situation happens when you are analyzing your dataset and you notice a node, a tank, or process unit with a huge imbalance. You can start analyzing your data using the diagnostic panel inside the SigmafineHub. And here you have the overview of all the statistical indicators. You can see that there is already something related to the ethanol receipt area. The meter has a value of test 1 very high. This means that the correction applied by Sigmafine to the measured mass is very high respect to the tolerance that you assign to your meter, as well as you can see the node has a test 3 very high together with the test 4. These two indicators inform the users that maybe there is a problem in this area. But then with the SigmafineStudio, you can easily decide not only to identify such imbalance points along your model, but also you can associate some suggestions. So you can have here the list of the imbalanced point that you have in your along your model. In this case, you notice that it's providing you the same information as the diagnostic gave you, but here, in addition, you can associate a suggested action. So maybe, okay, it tells you that the node ethanol here is imbalanced, but it also tells you that probably there is a missing input transfer. And when you analyze the area, you can notice that a transfer is missing from the receipt point to the node. Of course, this information can significantly reduce the time you spend on not only identify the problem itself, but also the solution to adopt. In this case, in a few clicks, you can create your missing transfer, putting the source, the destination. You can even add some attributes if you want, or you can just create it. Here it is. The new transfer is now available, also in the model. And now you can run again your case. Now let me show you how the SigmafineStudio extends and overcomes the way you are used to visualize the Sigmafine dataset. Here you see an interactive dashboard showing the movements that happen at your boundaries in both graphical and tabular view. And depending on your need, you can decide to group them by type so that you can have the detail of all the shipment movements with their source, the destination, the material that happened, and the receipt. Or you can even decide to group by material in case you're interested to check all the movements that happen for a specific material. And please notice that the two views are not separate, but they can interact. So by clicking on one material in the graph, the table updates consequently. Or also, you can monitor the unit production yield, both in tabular and graphical view, in such a way that you can investigate not only the production yield per each unit, simply by dragging and dropping the unit column, so that you can see per each unit the material produced in terms of produced amount, quantity, and yield in percentage, but also the overall productions per material in the graph that you can see here, together with the process unit where they came from. For example, you can easily check that the overhead production is done by 3 different process units with their respective quantities. And you can access to the same information also from here by grouping by material and searching for the material you are interested to. Furthermore, you can decide to go more in detail for the single unit and to select your desired unit and then open a more detailed. And if you want to go more in detail with the unit production yield, you can even select the unit you are interested in and access to the same information, but referred to only and filtered only for the unit that you select, so that you can see here in graphical and in tabular view the yield of the crude unit referred to the material produced by the unit, their quantity, and their yield in percentage. Till now, I showed you examples that apply to the balance analysis. But of course, the SigmafineStudio supports even more advanced calculations. For instance, let's consider a composition tracking analysis that calculates the material composition of tanks, flows and transfers based on their initial composition and the movements that happen during the analysis time frame. Thanks to the SigmafineStudio, you can create an effective way to visualize and analyze the composition data of an element, for example, this tank, together with the material balance data within the same interactive dashboard. So you can have a complete overview of both the balance and the material composition. In terms of what enters to the tank, the input this tank has to transfer that enters, and the material detail. So at the end, you can access to all this information, and the composition tracking table results are visualized through a pie graph that update according to the selected elements. So you can even access to the composition that enters the tank. For example, this movement is entering to the tank and is made 100% by West Texas sour. While by clicking here on the tank, you can access to the composition tracking results table of the tank. And the pie graph is useful because here any unexpected material will jump to the eye. Also, you can have a complete overview of all the materials that you have stored in your model based on the composition tracking results. You can see the material summary report that shows you in both tabular and graphical way. You can visualize all the material summary that you have with their respective quantity, so the total amount that you have in the model, or also can be very useful to see the details of the materials by tank. The tank 1, for example, is made of 3 materials, the Arab Superlight, the West Texas Sour, West Texas Intermediate, and here, in one click, you can visualize directly their quantity respectively, with no need to select the attribute and expand the table of composition tracking results. Everything is directly reported here in the same SigmafineHub environment. And finally, at the end, you can have the detail per each tank of the materials that you have stored. And this is an interactive dashboard. As you can see, by clicking here, it tells you the same information in graphical view. So it automatically updates, giving you the data that you want to see. Back to you, Marco.
It's really amazing what SigmafineStudio is enabling. Elena showed us analytics that help users not only to root cause the problem, but even propose solutions. Interactive reports that provide insights on the assets and on the overall balance envelope. Dashboards that interpret complex datasets, such as contextualize the results of composition tracking. And everything available at your fingertips without stepping out of the visualizer so that you can immediately take actions. And that is really awesome. But there is more. I'm pretty sure, whilst looking at the demo, that in your mind you were already thinking about what you could do if Studio were available in your Sigmafine environment right now. Well, you could say, I could create the refinery loss report. I could see all the metal grades of each stockpile all at once. I could compare in one table the LNG production of all my trains. I could put intelligence to pre-validate the reconciliation before Sigmafine users even reach the office. You could really do cool things without stepping out of Sigmafine. We want to leverage the experience and the creativity of each one of you, customers, partners, and teams of consultants, and create a true Sigmafine community. SigmafineHub, and especially SigmafineStudio, will be at the heart of this new Sigmafine vision. Number of analytics developed with SigmafineStudio will increase over time for sure. So what if we create a way of breaking the boundaries and share the knowledge? Do you see the potential value and return on investment each of you could achieve? This is an idea we would like to develop in the next years, involving all the parties. Come back to us after this presentation. We want to have your opinion, feedback, and suggestions to make this a truly successful journey. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the summit.